Hello everyone. Today I will tell you a story. The story is titled, A Gentle Morning with Bye. End quote. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you appreciate me. You can skip this if you don and oppose. Like this video. Thank you very much. The story begins as follows. The morning begins before the sun fully rises, when the world still feels half asleep and wrapped in a quiet blanket of calm. A faint golden light slips through the curtains and stretches across the floor, warming the room inch by inch. In that soft glow, Bye is already awake. Bye never needs an alarm clock. His tail begins its slow, hopeful thumping against the floor the moment he senses that morning has arrived. When I open my eyes, the first thing I see is his face hovering near mine, curious, patient, and filled with unconditional joy. His ears tilt forward, and his dark eyes shine as if he has been waiting his entire life for this exact moment. I whisper his name, and his tail begins to wag faster. That is our ritual. He doesn't bark or jump wildly. Instead, he leans gently against the bed, placing his chin on the mattress as if asking permission to begin the day together. When I reach out and scratch behind his ears, he closes his eyes in pure contentment. It is a small gesture, but it feels like the softest greeting the world could offer. The house is quiet. Outside, a bird calls from somewhere in the distance. A motorbike hums faintly along the road. Morning air drifts through the window, cool and fresh, carrying the scent of damp earth and new light. Bye stretches slowly, his front paws extended far forward, back arched in a graceful curve. Then he looks back at me as if to say, "Come on. Morning is waiting." We step outside together. The ground is still cool beneath my feet, and tiny droplets of dew cling to the grass. Bye walks slowly at first, nose close to the ground, reading the invisible stories left by the night, the passing cat, the drifting leaves, the whisper of the wind. He pauses, lifts his head, and watches the horizon. The sun rises slowly, painting the sky with soft shades of peach and pale gold. The light touches Bye's fur, outlining him in a warm glow that makes him look almost magical. He blinks calmly, peaceful and completely present. In this quiet moment, nothing feels rushed. No deadlines. No noise, no pressure, just breathing, just being. Just a gentle morning shared between a human and a dog who understands that happiness lives in small beginnings. Inside the house, the day unfolds slowly. Bye follows me into the kitchen, his nails clicking softly on the floor. He sits beside me with perfect patience, watching every movement as I prepare breakfast. He does not beg or whine. He simply observes, as though the simple act of being near is enough. When I pour his food into the bowl, his ears lift and his tail taps the floor twice, his version of applause. Yet he waits, always waits. Only when I nod does he lower his head and begin to eat. Respect, trust, routine. These small habits form an invisible thread connecting us. After breakfast, Bye trots toward the doorway and looks back at me, his silent invitation clear. It is time for our short morning walk through the neighborhood. The world is fully awake now. A neighbor sweeps the front yard. Children in uniforms hurry past, their laughter trailing behind them. A shop owner lifts the metal shutter with a loud clatter. Life begins in layers of sound and motion. Bye walks beside me, never pulling, never rushing. Occasionally he glances up to make sure I am still there. That look, quick but full of reassurance, carries more loyalty than words ever could. We stop near a patch of sunlight warming the sidewalk. Bye settles into the warmth, stretching his body along the ground with a satisfied sigh. His eyes close halfway, and for a moment, he looks like he has discovered the secret to perfect happiness, warmth, safety, and companionship. A child passing by asks if she can pet him. Bye remains still and gentle, his tail wagging softly as her small hands touch his fur. She laughs. Her mother smiles. A simple exchange, yet it spreads warmth outward like ripples on water. Animals have a way of dissolving invisible walls between strangers. When we return home, Bye curls near the doorway, guarding nothing and everything at the same time. Sunlight pools around him. Dust motes drift lazily in the air. He rests his head on his paws and watches the world with calm acceptance. From time to time, his eyes close, but they never stay closed long. He is always aware, always present. always ready to greet the next moment with quiet joy. I sit nearby with a cup of tea, listening to the rhythm of his breathing. Morning does not rush past. It unfolds gently, one peaceful heartbeat at a time. As the morning moves toward midday, the golden softness fades into brighter light, and the sounds of daily life grow louder. Yet the calm brought into the early hours lingers like warmth held inside the chest. He wakes from his nap, stretches again, and walks over to rest his head on my knee. There is no request in the gesture, only presence, only companionship, only the quiet reassurance that neither of us is alone in this wide, busy world. Living with Bai has taught me that mornings are not meant to be conquered, but welcomed. He does not worry about yesterday's mistakes or tomorrow's uncertainties. He does not rush toward the future or dwell in the past. He greets each sunrise as if it were a gift wrapped in golden light, meant to be opened slowly and appreciated fully. Through him, I have learned that gentleness is strength, patience is love, and small routines, feeding, walking, sitting together in silence, can become sacred rituals that anchor the heart. In a world that often moves too fast, Bai reminds me to slow down, to notice the texture of morning air, to hear birds instead of notifications, to feel sunlight instead of rushing past it. Most of all, he reminds me that love does not always speak. Sometimes it simply sits beside you. Bai's gentle morning offers a powerful lesson for modern life. Today, many of us wake up and immediately reach for our phones, stepping into stress before our feet even touch the floor. We rush through our mornings, treating them as obstacles rather than beginnings. Yet animals like Bai live differently. They start the day with awareness, calm energy, and gratitude for simple moments. We can learn from this. Begin your mornings slowly. Take a few deep breaths before checking notifications. Step outside and feel the air. Notice the light. Listen to natural sounds. These small actions help reduce stress and prepare the mind for a balanced day. Bai also teaches us about presence. When spending time with loved ones, whether human or animal, give them full attention. True connection strengthens emotional well-being and builds empathy. Caring for animals nurtures compassion, responsibility, and patience. In return, they offer loyalty, emotional comfort, and unconditional love. This bond reminds us that humans are not separate from nature, but part of a shared living world. If we slow down, practice kindness, and appreciate small moments, we create a more peaceful life, not only for ourselves but for every living being around us.